I hate the post office. Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey chapter 104 or 104, depending on how I'm going to say it from now on. It is the first day of the week, aka the Vulcan Raven workout. I am on my way to the gym after visiting the post office. I hate the post office. But anyways, that's a whole different subject for a whole different day. I'm feeling alright, feeling pretty fine, pretty good, honestly. I'm really honest about myself. Really feeling alright. Looking forward to this workout. A little tired, but nothing too crazy. Overall, looking forward to it. So, to the main subject matter at hand. So, the reason why I'm bringing this particular subject matter up today is because what I'm wearing. That's the main reason why I ended up going clothing shopping not that long ago. So I bought some new clothes. So I have some new shorts on and this shirt cutoff that I got the other day. And that's where I get to the main subject matter at hand, the gym as a runway show or just as a fashion show. I thought about this particularly last week when I went to that other gym, but I occasionally see it here at this gym that I normally go to. And that is that a lot of people end up like, I guess, going highly dressed up to go to the gym, which I'll be 100% honest, I kind of find useless, but I understand why people do it. I 100% get it. And we'll probably talk in the voiceover about like dressing up to go to certain places and like certain outfits, certain things like that, because there is some of the fact that gym culture or athlete wear has bled into the popular culture where now people will wear athletic wear whenever. So athleisure, for example, is the thing now. That is like a huge thing. People will just wear like joggers whenever without actually, going to work out. And I'm not necessarily against that at all. I used to be that person, I'll be honest. That's a whole other subject for a whole other day, so I don't want to get too into that. I want to just focus it on people who actually go to the gym and gym wear in general. So today I'm rocking the Berserk cutoff that I got the other day. It was already cut off, which was nice. And I'm wearing it because I bought it for this reason, to go to the gym and work out in it. The reason why I went with this shirt, particularly, well, besides the fact that it's Berserk, the Hot Topic that I bought it at, yes, I bought it at Hot Topic, the lighting inside their dressing room is immaculate, which is insane. It was probably the best lighting I've ever had, period, which, again, honestly insane. It's better than any gym I've ever been to or anything like that, so it says a lot. But anyways, the reason why this is even brought up is just because I'm like, there's so many things that go into going to the gym but looking stylish while doing it, and I personally find it, yeah, give or take. I felt it a lot in the other gym that I went to, the DMV Iron gym that I went to last week. I felt it a lot more there. I felt like there was a lot of people that were like, there was a little element of, I feel like I'm dressed bumly, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm dressed up like a bum a little too much, if that makes any sense, even though I'm basically dressed the same, but still, like, I could be wearing particular brands or things like that, and I'm like, fuck, I could have done a little bit more, but I'm at two minds of that, because I'm also like, I could have done more, but also, who gives a fuck? You're here to work and get sweaty. There's like a certain level to it where it's like, yeah, I want to dress up a little bit so I look kind of nice, but there's a point where I don't want to look too nice, because then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna get this shit all messed up. And that's the thing that's kind of stopped me from wearing something like this shirt, because I want to wear this shirt, but I'm also like, I'm gonna just get it all sweaty, but I like the shirt. But I'm also like, no, you idiot, that's the entire point. The reason why you got it is so you can wear it and work out in it. It's a weird, like, double-edged sword, I guess, but it's also a personal thing, because for me, I'm like, all right, if it's nice, I don't want to mess it up. By, in theory, using it like for what it's meant for, aka working out, then you're not messing it up. But it's also like, but you don't want to like do too much to it to where it like messes up completely and then you fucked it up. But then it's like, all right, the entire idea of using clothes until it's been used up, which is very rare, I guess, nowadays. Clothes are just so like seasonal and or what is the word, fast fashion is such a big thing that things will just go in and out of style and people will just like discard it or forget it, which is not good at all. I don't agree with that at all, but it's still like I want to try to make something last as much as I can. I think about this like, yeah, that's part of the reason why I haven't worn stuff like this to the gym. Is it also a self-conscious thing where I'm like, have I earned the stripes in order to like show off a little bit of the arms and stuff? There is a little bit of that. There is a tinge of that, but that's a little different because that's a whole like how I see myself and like body image and all that other stuff. And I think this is more generally speaking of like wearing like the big ass pump cover, which we'll get into in the other part, the big ass sweater, or like the fitted like Nike compression armor that's like 2024 or whatever the fuck, or you know, the super clean Nike blazers, because that's the fucking typical gym shoe nowadays that I see. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not gonna shit too hard on regular shoes, although that's a whole other subject. But still, that's just an example of some stuff that I'm like, all right, I get it. It's like a weird, like, I get it, but also, you know. The one thing that's interesting to me about gym fashion in general is the people that you can tell are like kind of trying a lot harder than the other people. I don't want to single out a group here, but let's just say most fashion-oriented people are generally women, generally speaking. Not saying the guys don't, because there's a lot of guys that do, but generally speaking, they're more like trying to look hot at the same time while working out. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, in that like, yeah, like I could see them like model-like, but also they're actually working hard, which is nice. And then there's sometimes where they're trying to look hot, and then what is this workout? You know what I mean? Like you're picking up the fives, and I don't mean that in the like they are weak. I mean it in the like you could obviously be doing the 20s. Just looking at you could be doing more. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. And they're not trying that hard. That's a whole thing that I'll probably get into in the voiceover as well, because I'm like, you know, I feel like Larry David when doing that. But anyways, like I was saying, we'll probably get into a lot more details in the voiceover, because I am just like generally talking about gym fashion show, basically. It's always just funny to me to see these people that are dressed up like this. But then there are times where I'm like, fuck man, you're a fucking wearing a tarp basically as a shirt. You need to change it out, you know? Which has happened. Ever since losing so much weight, some of these shirts that I wear nowadays are just so fucking huge on me that I'm like, oh geez, man, you gotta get rid of this shirt or like change it out. And that's what I'm starting to do now, because I feel like I've been there long enough and earned a few stripes in order to be like, all right, you can afford a cut off shirt or a tank top every once in a while. But with that being said, I will see you on the inside. All right, so I've started this day off with dips, which felt great. I have to say this before I get on to the rest of the video, is that I have to say working out in this cutoff, amazing. It feels great. One, not having to worry about the shirt going up when I put my arms up is kind of nice. But two, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a tarp the entire time. So there's nothing getting in my way a lot of the time, because sometimes depending on the shirt it can get a little too big. So it's kind of nice to have something that actually fits me well. So I'm going to probably continue to wear cutoffs until winter time, maybe. I don't know, I'll have to see. Maybe even during the winter time I might continue it on, just because why not. So to get back to the main subject matter, before I continue, I want to say this. I'm not counting basketball people when they come to this, so like people who just come to the gym to play basketball, because they just come to the gym to play basketball. There's not really a fashion thing that they necessarily do, except for the fact that they just wear usually slides and shorts, and then like they have their shoes with them and a basketball. That's just like a person at the gym that I wouldn't say I don't consider them a person that goes to the gym, but they're just a completely different category about this. I'm not talking about those people, or people who just come in to do cardio. That's usually there's very little overlap per se, I want to say. But basically what I wanted to say was this subject matter is more based on the people that are lifting per se, because I guess there's a certain level of like trends that happen. The big trend, I have to say, that it is more recent than not is the quote pump cover.
A huge oversized shirt, not necessarily a fan of that. In fact, I bought a shirt that was fitted as to be a pump cover, which made 0 sense. It was from Uniqlo. It's a Street Fighter shirt, which I actually might wear to the gym, but I hated the fact that it was so huge cut. It was like, what the fuck? It was very weird for a large too. It was like, it covered like more than half my arm almost. It was kind of crazy. But the pump cover is an example of one of these things that is current gym trends. Now, there have always been covers, I think, like the sweater and such like that have happened over time. I'm not necessarily against them, but I'm not a huge fan of the huge oversized shirt just because I feel like there is levels of subconscious, the way you look at yourself. Body dysmorphia that comes along with the entire pump cover, but I don't want to get too into that because that is its own thing. But I'm just not a huge fan of it just in general. I just don't like the fact that these shirts all kind of look the same from all the same brands, you know, the Young LAs of the world, the Gymshark, what's the other one? There's one more. There's a couple others. I know there's that Bradley Martin's one, Raw Gear, there you go. You know, they're all kind of just copying each other, which is kind of meh to me. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. But that's just modern fashion. It's just everybody just copy and pasting each other, really. When one company comes out with something original, it's kind of like, all right, everybody rush to copy and paste them. I'm a personal fan of Rascal apparel, but that's just more because I like their original designs, but I have a feeling that they're going to get copy and pasted a lot relatively soon. So that's just, it is what it is. Now, there's, like I was saying before, sweaters always been a thing. I see them occasionally here at the gym, but not as much even in the winter. The thing that I noticed the most, I gotta say, is the Nike Blazers. For some reason, Nike Blazers. Everybody's fucking wearing Nike Blazers. Especially at the other gym that I went to. Very popular shoe. Not necessarily a bad thing. I have nothing against them. In fact, those shoes can look good. But it's weird. It's like everybody just decided, all right, these are Converses. We're calling it a day. And that was it, which is very strange. I notice more often than not, it is usually women that end up dressing up a little bit more than the dudes. Obviously, some dudes don't give a fuck. I am part of that. I don't really care. But I'll sometimes be like, all right, let me look at least halfway decent here. I'm not going to take shirts with holes in it, you know, that type of stuff. Although I don't necessarily care. It's just more of a like, come on, brother, you have a little bit more than just a shirt with holes in it. But I think the thing with women's fashion, which I think it has been explained before, I'm not a huge, I kind of understand it, is the rolled up shirt from the back thing. Apparently it gets caught somewhere or something because sometimes they wear oversized shirts and it's caught back there. I don't necessarily know why, but the very, very tight yoga pants is very prevalent in a lot of these in a lot of gyms, and honestly prevalent in all the places, which I don't necessarily care for. I'm not one because it's just, I feel like most of the time it's more of a distraction than anything. I don't care to see that in my gym. I'd rather just see a bunch of dudes in like, you know, super short shorts and like tank tops and all that other jazz. But that's just me personally. But when it comes down to these gym fashions, as long as you're comfortable and you're there, that's really it. I don't think I'm too shitting on too many people. It's just funny to me how there are certain companies that are overrepresented in quote gym fashion. And these companies really, you know, I wouldn't say are treading water, but more so they're just recycling the same things over and over again from either years past or the same thing as another company, and just praying to God that the opposition doesn't notice, really. And it's kind of like whatever. To me personally, as long as you're in there and you're not naked, you're fine. Or wearing anything that's skin colored. I will say this, do not wear anything skin colored. You will get looked at and stared at. I fucking hate that. Like it will always get me, and I don't think I'm the only person who will say that. Don't wear skin colored stuff. For the love of God, you're gonna get stared at.
Fuck, I was gonna say something fucking hilarious. Fuck! Oh well. Alright, we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. None. Exercises skipped. Also none. Got everything in today. Very happy about that. I am very tired right now, but I'm feeling pretty good. I'm looking forward to eating a little snack and then making some food. But anyways, so to get back to the main subject matter at hand, I wanted to say this about the entire gym fashion and the reasons why this came up. It was just that I feel like some people take the gym a little too much like a fashion show, although not everybody. There are obviously layers to it, obviously. I feel like everybody's situation is a little different. I'm not going to say like everybody needs to wear the latest trends. I also find the people that go out of their way to wear the latest trends, whatever it may be, is kind of like, okay, brother. You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of a like, there's some modicum of care that you should probably have. It's not as important or as deep as some people probably put stock into it. Personally, I don't care what you wear as long as you're in there. You are a brother of iron. That's how I see it as. Sure, there are levels to it because there are some people in there that are just going in there to train to mild discomfort, but still, you are in there, which brings you into the brotherhood on its own. It's just like NBA players. Even though there are some NBA players that ride the bench, they are still an NBA player at the end of the day. It is a fraternity amongst themselves that a very few amount of people get into. So even those players that are fringe players are still players that made it to the big game, and thus they have entered the fraternity. You know what I mean? Like there is a level of like respect regardless because of the fact that they were able to go there. With that being said, sorry about that little tangent there, but the thing is, basically what I wanted to say is some people put a lot of stock into the fashions of the gym. I personally don't care for it. I personally will wear a tarp if I need to. It's honestly wearing a shirt that has the cutoffs / actually fits me. It has actually kind of changed my mind a little bit about what I'm wearing at the gym, because going too oversized, like certain shirts that are just like fucking huge on me now, actually feel detrimental on certain movements because I have to kind of like work my way around it, you know, like it feels like I'm wearing a cape or something. I didn't feel slowed down at all by my clothes today, which was an interesting thing. I didn't think that it would actually be like that, but then again, that's why all these like compression clothes are a big deal, because everybody fucking loves that shit. But I hopefully talked about that on the voiceover. But with that being said, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts, your opinions about anything about fits at the gym, or when you see people working out, what are they wearing? You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't really necessarily care. I'm not necessarily a hater on people wearing certain things. The pump cover, quote unquote, whatever. To me, it's whatever. It's more of a just like certain people I can feel that they're more in it for the way that they look and then the workout. You know what I mean? It should be workout first, then if you can look decent, and then if you don't smell. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back on with a new video tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Please tell me your thoughts and opinions about any of this in the comments below. I'd love to know. I will see you in the next video. Peace!